Thanks for letting me join.
He's our liaison.
I'm here to liaise.
It says we're streaming. We gotta wait for John to come back, I think.
Okay, Lisa, everything is set up. If you need me, I'll just be off camera watching. So just call my name if you need me for anything and I'll come back.
Okay. All
And
right.
you're all set to go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Lisa Hodge. I'm the chair of the Northborough Community Affairs Committee, and I have some opening statements to read. This open meeting of the Northborough Community Affairs Committee is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, the town of Northborough has been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. All members of the Northborough Community Affairs Committee are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order allows the Northborough Community Affairs Committee to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless the chair notes otherwise. Members of the public who wish to view the live stream of this meeting may do so by going to the Northborough remote meetings on the YouTube via the link listed on the agenda. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will not feature public comment. Okay, now, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. I'm just going to go down the list here. Pamela Markey.
Aye, here.
Rebecca Mopolis.
Here.
Susie Sislica.
Here.
Beth Payne.
Here.
Jessica Hay.
Here.
Lisa Smith.
Here.
Pamela, did I already say Pamela Markey? Oh, you know what it's moving everybody around. Great. Okay, I didn't say Liz. Liz Bedard.
Yeah.
Trisha Olival.
Here.
All right, no. Who did I miss? Anybody? I got everybody.
Oh.
That was a bad idea to go through the list because it moved as soon as you talked. Okay. Meeting business ground rules. Okay. The chair will invite each speaker or applicant on the agenda by name to make a presentation and speak to their application. Participants will provide their full name and hold until their name is called. Each speaker will be asked to mute their phone or computer when not speaking and to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate meeting minutes. Those responding will be asked to wait until the floor is yielded to them by the chair. Speakers who wish to respond to the comments of others do so through the chair, taking care to identify themselves. Each vote taken by the board or committee will be conducted by roll call vote. Okay, we did it. All right, so I just want to get everyone in gallery view so I can see you all. And then we'll get started. Okay, there's everybody. Okay. All right, so thank you for coming to the meeting. And we have our special guest, Scott Rogers, has joined us. He is our liaison to the Board of Selectmen. So we're excited to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Okay, so what we'll do, so we start with the minutes, but we already reviewed them offline. So all we need to do is approve the minutes from October 2020, which was our last meeting. So if everyone can, if I can get a motion to approve the
I'll
minutes?
make a motion to approve the October minutes
Thank you.
as
Ashley.
we reviewed earlier today.
Thank you. Do I have a
All right.
second?
I'll second that.
Okay, that was Rebecca. Thank you. And oh my God, I'm blanking out. What do I say? All in.
Now do a
Favor.
roll call. Roll call.
Oh, do I have to do a roll call for this? Okay.
Just for the votes or unanimous, I guess, right?
Full entertainment. Okay. So, okay, Pam,
Approve.
Jessica,
Yes.
Trisha,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
Beth,
Yes.
and Liz.
Yes.
Okay, Rebecca seconded, Susie, and then I vote yes also. Okay, then do we do all in favor? Do we have to do that too?
Yes. Sure.
Everyone raise your hand.
Approve it all.
First comedy routine of the evening. All right. Next up, financial report, which is Jessica.
Yep. We didn't have any donations or expenses this month, so our balance in the special revenue remains at $7,642. I did email Peter and Jason just because I'm not getting the statements in the mail at the mailboxes because I haven't been going there. So I just emailed them just to kind of see where their end is, just to fine tune it and make sure, just because it's been so long that I've seen any statements, but I didn't hear back yet. So I don't think there's anything different, but I just wanted to make sure that it got taken out of the general fund last month. Because normally I would get a statement, but I'm not receiving those.
Okay, and just to remind everybody, we get $500 from the town every year, and it's a use it or lose it type of deal. So what we have to make sure we do is right away we try to use that $500 to, our first big invoice that we have, and then we can use whatever we have in our regular fund. So just so hopefully they took it out. Yeah.
And if not, the next thing that we need to purchase for, we'll take it out of that, but or we'll see if they can move things around or something for us. But I just wanted to double check on it.
Was that the pumpkin sign?
Yeah, it was for Dee's sign. So 500 was taken out of the general fund, hopefully, and 28 out of special revenue. So that's where the special revenue balance comes from. So I just wanted to double check on that.
All right, great. Thank you.
Mhm.
Do we have a motion to approve the financial report?
Motion to approve.
Okay, Lisa, thank you.
I'll second the motion to approve.
Okay, great. Thank you, Beth. Pam?
Yes, I approve.
Susie?
Approve.
Jessica?
Approve.
Or Trisha?
Approve.
Liz?
I approve.
Rebecca?
I approve.
Okay, and I approve. Okay, great. So I think we're all set with that. And I don't think there's anything else to vote on tonight. So that will be good. Okay, members, we don't need any members. We're a full committee, which is great. So next up is the Jack-o'-lantern Halloween event. I'd like to just get feedback from people, specifically like, how did you think it went? Feedback that you heard, suggestions should we do it next year? Suggestions for next year, anything. So if you could just raise your hand, I'll call on you. And okay, so Susie, you go first, please.
I'd like to complain about the weather.
We couldn't have had worse weather.
For the pumpkin drop-offs, it literally could not have been worse weather. So thank you for bringing the tent. Thank you to Mike Hodge for the tent setup and the weights. Brilliant. Because the wind would have carried the tent away, would it have not been for the weights. I thought the shelf was fantastic that the DPW built. I thought it was very sturdy. It held the pumpkins. We were a little concerned about that. People loved it. I think they loved the rolling hours that they could come and see it. I loved that the newspaper articles, like there was a newspaper article from Milford interviewing someone from like Hopkinton at our event. So I thought that was kind of cool. And I'm in a couple different town groups, and everything. And other towns are like, we need to do that next year. So I thought it was a great idea. So nice job, team. And it was good seeing your masked faces in the terrible weather.
Okay, great. Okay, Beth.
I thought it went really well. The feedback that I got from people that went, they loved it. So, and thank you for all of you. Like, I feel like you're all such amazing people. So you did a great job. One of the things that, I think there was maybe 3 or 4 people that didn't bring their pumpkins. So that was kind of disappointing with the weather. I totally get it. But it did look like we had more room on those shelves. Do you know if the DPW is saving those? Can we use those again next year? Because I think that display was awesome. I don't know if that.
They already,
They're going to get rid of them. I'll check.
they already did.
Oh,
Susie emailed them because we were going to maybe do something else with them non-related to this committee. And he said they already disposed of them.
Did? Oh,
Why?
I know. We could have
I
totally
know.
used them
It's
again.
such a, I know, because they
It's a
built
waste.
For
them.
so many other things, just the community, but
Yeah,
maybe we can, if they do it again next year for us, we
could
can
ask if they
ask,
could.
yeah, if we can store them somewhere. I'm sure it's storage issues because they are really big.
okay.
All right, but one of us could have stored them at our, like
I
we
know,
do.
I would put them in my basement.
They are awesome because we were gonna let another group. We were suggesting that another group may want to use them for something.
Okay.
Another group actually approached us and said, how did you get usage of those shelves? Who built them? Did you? And I'm like, well, we did not build them, no. That was not our committee. So I just tried investigating for them. But
Yeah, so if we can look into, I don't know if who can contact the DPW, but if we can have them do that again for next year, I would think it would be great to do again next year. I think it'll even be a bigger event because the word will spread about this past year. And so hopefully more people will go, especially the weather being so cold and gross. I feel like we still had a really good turnout.
Jessica, do you have your hand up?
Yeah, half up. I was waiting. Couple things. I thought overall the Sign Up Genius worked well. I think next year we should add phone numbers so that way we can quickly, because when you have the time slots, the way we sign them up with multiple per slot, when you email, everyone gets that email. So when I was emailing the people to say, oh, you have until this time to drop off, more people were getting emails and then they were confused. Like, did you not get my pumpkin? So then it was like a lot of correspondence that way. And the other thing was, I wasn't sure, I know I didn't do the pumpkin drop off, how it worked with the time slots, because a lot of people the day of were saying, oh, can I come drop it off now? I can't make my time slot. So I don't know if next year we need, hopefully we're not in COVID, we would need the certain time slots, or if it could be more of like a, I don't know, different type of drop off. But that was just, I think it was the weather too, that they didn't want to go out at the time because, but a lot of people were like, oh, I can't drop off now. Can I drop off then? And I'm like, that's not your time slot. So.
Okay. Rebecca, did you want to comment on that or something different?
I can comment on that. I was going to comment on something different. So if someone wants to comment on Jess's, they can.
Susie.
We honestly didn't really have 2 people there at once. And I don't know if it was just quicker because of the weather, but they were spaced out and we were almost like we could have fit more people. Although next year we weren't sure either how the spacing would work out, and we had so much more space, so we could definitely, worst scenario, if we were still in a situation like this, we could have more pumpkins, probably keeping drop off time and just add more people, because people were just coming down, dropping off their pumpkin, would watch us take the picture, and then we're gone. So it was a pretty fast drop off and everything. I did have a question though, Lisa. How many people ended up voting total? Do we know?
Yeah, it was over 200. I think it was over 230. I did have to delete a couple because they were duplicates. So I think someone might have gone in and then maybe didn't think they did it and did it again because they were like the same numbers too and everything. So, but that was only a few. So I guess for the record, we could say 235 is my best guess offhand without looking. Yeah,
Good.
it was great.
The first year, yeah. That's really good.
Yeah, definitely. And the rolling with the cars worked out well too. We just can't park there, as we know the police.
Yeah.
Thank goodness it was quick.
Thank you to the police department as well
Yes.
for your
thank
help
you.
during the traffic.
Yes, for blocking traffic.
Mhm.
Okay, Rebecca, you had something else you wanted to mention?
Yes, so a few things about the amount of pumpkins. I think we could definitely we could have done more. I think we could have probably fit 70 there. Like we had said 75, but I think if we had the same size shelves, if we have to do shelves, then I think we could do 70. I think we would get 70. I think on that Monday, what we could do is say if we have a wait list, because we kind of shut it down, but then we didn't take a wait list, I don't believe, but maybe next year we could take a wait list once we get to that, capped amount. And then we email people on Monday saying, if you can't make it, there is a large wait list that people that would love to take part. If you can't, please let us know. Because I do feel like those 4 people kind of didn't really were like, oh, couldn't make it, what I mean? Like, so that people know that other people would have taken their places. I know that we did have someone we knew of that did take the place and won. So that was good,
There were like 5 instances of people that dropped out and people who had emailed me, so I just filled them in.
Okay.
But I think a more official type wait list would be a good idea because those, that way people know that they could still have their name up.
Right.
Yes, we should state
So-
for the official record that the signups closed from the time that we opened them, noon on a Friday. We had the slots filled by, I think, 5:45 p.m. that day,
Yeah,
which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, Jessica, you tell everybody. You did send a reminder email and said, you're registered. If you can't do it, let us know. We have people waiting, and obviously none of those people said.
Right. I think I got 2 from there that said I'm not, or I would get, what happened was when someone dropped out, I would get a notification that it was no longer filled. So then when someone had emailed me, I said, oh, I can put you in here or go in and sign up for this slot. Like even I think the day before, Susie, you and I were working with a couple people to get them in. So it wasn't like official, but people had, reached out. But I think that's, we could say we could have a wait list somehow.
Okay. Yes.
To make it easier to manage.
Right.
Good idea. Yeah.
And then I'm wondering, this is like, well, if next year we're not in COVID, could we really use the space, like the space of the town common? I mean, there's all like for people to walk around and see the pumpkins and they're lit. So it's like, because there were so many kids that came. I went a couple times throughout the weekend. The last time I went was Sunday. It was raining with my kids because they loved it so much. That was the only time we were the only people there. But like when we left on Friday night, I had been talking to Susie for a while. There were people that were coming with their little kids and
in costume. It was like this sweetest
it's like a
thing.
destination, right? So to make it a little longer through the wine, because it's like windy at the town common. So it'd be so cool if we could just line them. I know this year we couldn't, it was more of a drive-through thing and a passing thing, but if we could make it, even if it's non-COVID, more of a destination, that would be really cool with, handing out cider or something, like just a vision for the future. But then also if we did that, this is a larger question, but maybe a question maybe Scott might know, or we could investigate, but where could people like officially park? Because we discovered that there are all businesses around that say no parking, but yet we have this town common, beautiful town common for people to congregate with no true parking for it. And I'm wondering if there's any discussion about making parking available to people.
Scott?
Definitely keep my ears open on that and ask a few questions, but I know that is an issue at the moment, right? Is
Okay.
that we've got the business problem, but I'll inquire into that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have big dreams for our jack-o'-lantern stroll in the future.
Right. I'm hoping no COVID. COVID's gone by September, but next October, but that's.
Pam, you had your hand up before.
Yeah, just to touch on using the inner part of the common, was COVID the reason why we couldn't put the displays in the middle because we couldn't have groups gathering, or was there another reason why we couldn't?
Well, I think well, let me answer that because one thing is we wanted them on the street. So that's why we talked about putting them on the shelves, right? Like having the shelves made and putting them so when you drove by, you would see them. But then, yes, we didn't want any gathering. I don't see a problem if, we're not in a pandemic. Then next fall we can set up and make it a bigger event. I mean, we could, like you said, we could give out cider or have a hot cocoa truck come or whatever. So we could totally build it. We'll have to just check with DPW and everything. But yeah, I don't see a problem with that. It's just like, well, then people wouldn't see it if they're driving by.
Right.
Maybe still set something up as a decoration to let people know, or we'll have our big sign, right? I did pick up the sign. I have it. So we can use the sign next year and have that set up. So yeah, I don't see a reason why we can't dream bigger and just take a look at August and see where we are when we have to start planning it again.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good question. And then Beth, did you have your hand up too, I think?
I'm muting myself. I was going to say the same thing as Pam, so we're good.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, great. So good. So overall, great experience. Things to figure out next year. Parking. If we can figure out a better way, we could always approach local businesses and let them know.
Oh, yeah.
The bank. Tony Abu owns the building behind us. I can check with him. We can figure something out. Now next year, I don't think, does Halloween not fall on a weekend? I don't know when Halloween falls. So
It'd be Sunday.
Parking, like obviously on the weekend, it's easier to park in an office building because no one's there on Sunday, but we'll have to figure that out too. And then we'll consider next year making it bigger, adding more slots in, having a wait list.
Maybe we could even do it always like the weekend before Halloween, like to ensure that it's on a weekend and people have time to walk it instead of like if Halloween's on like a Tuesday and a Wednesday, like for the contest, we could always like just try to keep it on that weekend before.
Yep. We could.
Yeah,
What did we
I
put
like
on?
that.
Did we put October 31st or did we just?
I think it does say October.
Doesn't it say Halloween weekend? Oh, no. Oh, we did.
We didn't put weekend because we knew it wouldn't always be on a weekend. So
Oops.
we'll figure that out with the sign.
We'll figure that out.
That's not a big
We've changed dates on signs before.
Yes, there's all.
Peel. You can do it. Yeah. Okay. Anything else on the awesome jack-o'-lantern event? Is that Pam or anything else?
Go ahead, Lisa. You can go. You had your hand up.
Tea lights.
Oh, right.
Because it sucks because I tested them. Like Pam and I stood outside and tested them.
It was so cold.
Yeah.
Did they all die? Is that what happened?
That second round of lights, like it, I don't think they died. They were just hard to see too because of the snow. I know we tried to clean them off, but we ended up adding 2 more. So there were, I think, 3 lights in each pumpkin.
Okay.
So
were the new ones the same as similar to the Amazon ones? Because you got those ones from Target, right?
Yeah, I got that batch from Target. They were good.
I felt very responsible that my sourcing didn't work out.
They were fine. They were fine. We just needed more, I think. Right?
But I think the weather affected them.
Yeah.
It was so cold.
Yeah.
Well, we've got time. We can figure out if there's anything stronger. I mean, some people had a couple dropped off some.
Had their own.
That girl, that's the pumpkin inside of the pumpkin. Didn't she have like a super strong one in there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
They were all still going when I went Sunday in the
Oh, okay.
pouring rain, except for like two that had like, one was like basically like collapsed. There was two collapsed into itself, I mean, from the snow. But the ones that hadn't collapsed were still, the lights were still going. Not maybe every light, but there was light in all of them.
Okay. So
And
we
I
just
also-
need more tea light.
Two.
Yeah.
You know, so instead we were thinking one, let's maybe just count on doing 3, and then, you know,
Yeah.
guys, we'll
Right.
leave backups in there.
Another supply we should always have on hand for this event is toothpicks, because that's what we used to repair one of the pumpkins, and it did work well. So
And glue.
we're putting that in the minutes.
And a snow brush and a car chamois. I thought the car chamois helped well.
Well, that one, the pumpkin inside of the pumpkin, it was already like rotting when she
Yeah.
brought it. Like she even was like, "Oh, I did this a couple days ago, and it's already falling apart." So
Okay. All right, great. All right, well, let's, big thumbs up on that. Big success. Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for everything you did. And we'll bring it back, definitely. All right, next event. We are just like coming up with all these awesome events. The Light Up the Town, a community decorating event. We have it open for people to register their homes by November 30th. We currently have 20 people signed up. I am surprised. I thought we'd have a lot more. So one thing I wanted to see, Susie, if you could just start, and Liz, if you could start doing some more publicity, some more posts, you know, every couple days, different times of the day, reminding people to sign up.
Okay.
That they only have till the 30th, and then we'll have to shut it down because I'm going to have to work on the Google Maps thing. So I'm going to need time. Thanks, Liz. Okay, so as far as what we need to do, not a lot. So we need people to register. So we just need to do publicity to get that. Once we have everybody registered, I will, like I just said, we'll work on the Google Maps. I'm planning it so if people are in the car, and I'm saying multiple people, meaning someone else is holding the phone that's not driving, they can pull up our list of addresses on the website, and then it's going to be coded so you can click on an address, and if you have Google Maps installed, it will open up Google Maps and you can get directions. And then they can just quickly switch back and forth between the app and our list. I'll also make a printable list, like a PDF, in case there are kids in the car and kids want to, print out the list and check things off or make notes if they're voting, right? So they can do that. So that's why I just need everything done by the 30th, so that gives me time to do all like the website stuff, and then also more publicity for you guys, publicity to let people know that they can go and print or have Google Maps installed on their phone, all that stuff. We don't have to do anything the nights that we're asking people to have their lights on. It's just open for anyone to drive. So this is really a pretty easy event. So the only big thing, I think, unless I'm missing something else, is we just have to figure out the prizes, right? So we've got 3 prizes. And again, we're just doing it like we did for the pumpkins based on voting. So we're not having like best this, best that. We're just like, let some people vote. We'll take the top 3, keep it easy. So before I let you guys start talking about businesses, which I know you've been investigating, and gift certificates, I do want to let you know that Judy Boyle had reached out to me and Susie through the Facebook page and wanted to donate something for the event. So we're not doing a sign like we did, because it's not in the center of town. So it kind of doesn't make sense to spend money on the sign. And there's really no cost for us. We don't have to do anything. So we don't really need sponsors for the event, which is a good problem to have, right? Or not have. But Judy wanted to be involved. So she is offering a $250 first prize, $250, whether it's a check or a Visa gift card or something. So I did check with the town if there are any issues with that. And John was going to follow up with the town accountant, but I think the town accountant, but he didn't think so because we're not taking the money. There's no exchange of funds or anything between our committee and Judy. It's just Judy's going to present the winner with either the gift certificate, like the Visa gift card, or $250 check. If we all are okay with that as a first prize. So actually we should take a vote on that. And then if we do Judy for the first prize award, then we just have to come up with maybe two baskets with businesses contributing to that for second and third prize. So if you guys
Awesome.
about that, any comments, and then we can take a vote. So why don't you raise your hand if you have a comment? Okay, Lisa.
I think that's awesome. I think that's amazing. Does it make sense to, instead of making the first prize just cash, breaking her donation into like 3 tiers and having like the first prize gets the most cash and like a mini gift basket, and then so it's just more of like a tiering of similar things? I don't know if it's better. I mean, I love cash too, but I'm also thinking then that way it doesn't make the businesses look like second tier. It's kind of everything is kind of mixed together. I don't know if anybody else, if they care about that or not.
Okay, thank you. Rebecca?
I think to determine that, we need to see how many other prizes we get, because, you know, we're working on it, but if it like last time we only get a couple, then I think it's like Judy's and then the other 2. So unless we get a lot, then I think that's definitely possible, and I really like that idea. Because I think what I'm trying to say to small businesses is that we can promote you, we'll promote you on Facebook, you know, in our newspaper, just like in our materials, to try to, you know, we want to support small businesses. That's why we're doing this. So I think that would be better because we could have more visibility in there. But I think if we don't get enough, that would be hard.
Okay. Anyone else want to comment on, you know, one big prize versus spreading it out? I mean, it sounds like maybe, you know, Rebecca's right. Maybe we should wait, not even vote on this yet. Figure, yes, great, thanks, Judy. We'll take your donation, and then we'll just figure out if we want to do one big prize with it. Because, you know, if we do the $250 for the first prize, the second 2 could still be valued at that, depending on what we get. We got that Muya gift, and, you know, that was valued high. So, you know, if we're getting a few businesses to throw in gift certificates or baskets or whatever, I mean, those values could equal $250.
Right.
True.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe we shouldn't vote on that. Why don't we not vote on that yet? And then let's see. I know you girls have been working hard on business lists, you know, and trying to figure out some businesses to ask or who we have received from. So does anyone want to speak about that?
I can speak about that. So yes, I put together a pretty long list, and I think there was a few additions. Thank you for the people who added to it. And they're all I did only Northborough businesses. I didn't even add any Westborough, although I know a lot of us have connections in Westborough. I just figured it should be Northborough only. And I've reached out to I haven't gotten any yeses yet. I've reached out to a bunch, and also my timing of when I can be in I'm like at Main Street Boutique at 9 a.m., not open. Neither is White Cottage, and that's like the only time I can be out on certain days. So anyway, I'm working on it. The list is pretty long, and, you know, we got Main Street Pastry is like the one definite in addition to Judy Boyle. And so if anyone has connections to any of these businesses, let me know. If not, you know, I'm happy to do this. Everyone knows I'm fine to ask people for money. I never have a problem with that. So I can continue to work through this list, but if you have connections to anyone, just add your name to that list, or you can let me know now and I can put your name down.
Rebecca, I have to be at the studio tomorrow, and it's in the same plaza as the boutique, which I was planning to go into.
Oh, great.
Having a 20% off sale, Mainstream Boutique, everybody.
Oh, yay. Yes.
So there's my promo for them. And I can hit White Cottage, and I can stop by PYOP. I don't know what their hours are there, if they're open regular. But if you want, I mean, I live at that plaza, so
Yes,
I go
that
in.
would be great. Like they're never like I have this like little window and it's not a time when many businesses are open.
Put me down. I'll go to Paired Port and Plated too. You know, I'll hit them all. I'll go talk to Lola at Lala. I'll hit them all. So
Okay, I'm gonna add all of the ones in that plaza then, and I'll put your name. Okay.
I'll take that.
And then the other question I wanted to ask you, Lisa. So Chris at Northborough House of Pizza, he usually is part of our holiday event. So I didn't know if we want to ask him if he wants to give a donation, and if you wanted to do that because you have that relationship, or, I just don't want to leave him out of this. He's such a big part of our holiday event.
Okay. I'll ask Chris.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I'll talk to Armino too, because they're friends of mine.
Okay.
And then actually put the core connection down. We'll do a 3-class pass for in studio or virtual classes. So we'll donate that.
Yay.
I'm just rechecking this list here.
You said 3-class pass. What? Say it again.
I don't want to take them all. Anyone else want to hit some places that they go to or frequent?
I'll try the Arrow Coffee again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think one thing to sell not to sell, but when we go into these businesses, because we always did the tree lighting with the trolley. And even though the trolley was a different committee, I feel like the highlighting and the advertising and the participation that those businesses had in that event, that's why we're trying to stick to Northborough. We're trying to fill out what we can during COVID, and just tell them we're not looking for a lot, because we'll be
Yes,
making a
I always
basket.
say.
But I will do a ton of advertising for them and remind people to shop small business, and I share in every group I can, and we'll just share everywhere and really try to help them out. Lisa, quick on the signups.
To bring to businesses, I'll make something up and let them the tax deductible donation, and I'll just make a flyer that you can walk in with if you want to hand it to them too. And we'll talk about the publicity, like Susie, you just said, and all that.
Yeah, we're just trying to help out since we know that the trolley is not happening this year. And I know they get a ton of small business shoppers and, everything during that time.
Yeah, and that's why I was particularly trying to focus on businesses that do participate in the trolley event. Like some of that won't really resonate with the ones that don't like Arrow Coffee's never been here for it, but like Craftworks, they're like a huge participant in the trolley. But yeah.
So then maybe that Lisa Smith's idea about the tiers doing the baskets for each prize makes more sense then, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To add more businesses to distribute to the top 3.
Yeah, let's see how many we get.
After we see how many we get.
Yeah.
Because we might be able to do themed baskets, right? Like,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we could do a food basket.
Yep.
Gift certificates to places, or
yep.
Yeah.
Like a wellness
health and wellness, like fashion, like different. Let's just
or even like one of each. Like each basket gets a coffee shop, each basket gets a restaurant or a food or a sandwich lunch place or a shop.
I think once we get it, we can figure that out, just like we'd do for like an auction. Kind of like see what you have and then you put it together. But yeah, these are great ideas.
No, it's a great list to try. I'm just reading the names we have. So
Oh, someone just added.
It was me.
Oh, I had already added it, Suze. I'm taking it
did
off
you?
because I'm
Okay.
yeah, I'm in the
I'm just typing away here.
no, yeah. I'm in the
oh, you're in it. Okay.
I'm in it.
Okay, great. Okay, so when do we need to announce a winner? And then like when should we kind of finalize what our gifts are going to be? So we want the people to have their lights on. It's pretty much like what the first 2 weekends, right, in December.
Mhm.
So, I mean, ideally, if we can know our prizes by December 1st. And then start announcing them. And then that way we can do some really good advertising for the businesses that participate all through
How are we doing the voting? Are we doing the voting like we did the pumpkins? Are we going to drive and take pictures of the homes? Okay.
No, I don't think we'll be able to do taking pictures.
Just addresses?
So I think we're just
okay.
have the online voting like we did. Like we'll have the same form.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. I mean, I don't think it would work to take pictures unless someone's a really good photographer.
I don't think they'll come out. I don't think they'll come out well enough.
Wow.
They never come out as well as they do when you see them in person.
Mm-hmm.
Like it can be a reminder almost, but it won't be able to judge based on it.
Okay. Yeah, that's not pumpkins.
When we were sending out the press releases, who's in charge of contacting about the advertising sign, the Lions Club sign back?
Me, Rebecca.
Can you can we get something there early about?
I already put it in.
Okay.
It takes them 2 weeks though.
Okay.
Why did you want a certain?
I was just gonna say the deadline to sign up is November 30th before we remind them of the dates to drive around. Do you know what I mean? I was just gonna see if they could do that.
You can only use 14 characters. It's very difficult, as Lisa knows.
Is that true though?
I know other people don't. I always do the right thing, but I don't know.
You know what I did the other day? Instead of filling out the form, I just emailed them what I wanted.
Oh, okay.
I think I did it for girls softball because like.
And did they do it?
I think so.
Okay. I'll put in more and see what I get.
I mean, it still has to be short, but I think like
it's very hard.
You should be able to put more than 14 characters. I mean,
it's so hard.
Characters.
Like to say the title is like.
Yeah.
You have to be very creative. But anyway, I forget what I put. I think I said like, I'd have to look back at what I said, but I can always email them and say, this is what we'd like it to say. Cause I don't think they've put it up yet, or at least they hadn't when I had looked recently.
Yeah. I don't actually know who's in charge of that. So.
Yeah. So I will email and see if I can change what I put. I'm sure I can, because I don't think they've. So the most important thing is what you're saying is November 30th?
For the deadline to sign up?
Yeah.
But then Susie, you're thinking another one would be great. Like after that, if it could say,
when it's taking place which is what I did.
Right.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah.
So it's about more the voting or that the lights are going to be up?
Mine was more about that the lights are going to be up.
Okay.
So I should do voting now and then lights up later.
No,
if I can get more
work.
Participating now, like to sign up.
Yes.
Right.
Got it.
Sign up.
Yeah.
And then Lisa, I had a question about the website and maybe some of the graphics that we had. If you could add the Toys for Tots logo so we can remind people to donate to the fire department. I was so excited to see their announcement this week that they're going to be taking donations. That I checked out the online form because I know donating money was tough in years before because the website was kind of clunky. It seems to be better, but they are taking toys in this short time at the station as well, the fire station. So I'd like to advertise that as much as we can as well, because we were going to fill a truck this year. We were so excited, Rebecca and I and Pam, when we left the fire station and, you know, heard we were going to have a truck and the firemen there, and it was going to be huge, but next year.
Well, why don't you make sure you also include that on our Facebook page, just in general. You can, you know, feel free to do
Yeah, I did the initial, I shared the initial announcement, and I'll be always reminding people as well, because
I'm gonna add
it's so
that.
important.
I will add that to future press releases, and I wonder if we should add it to our flyer too. Just like we encourage anyone that participates to donate.
Participates or votes. You know,
Yep.
just to encourage.
Okay, I'll make some changes on the website. Okay, got it.
And I will do the sign and yes, update the press release.
Okay. All right. So right now, just for the Light Up the Town, we just need to work on getting gift certificates from local businesses. So I think that's really only our task to do the next couple of weeks is to work on that, and then we'll just have to finalize what we're going to do for the gifts, for the prizes, I should say.
Oh, I had one other question. Because I didn't want to put it on the list, I wanted to bring it up to you, to the group. I have a friend, a Z mom friend, who is in Ellsworth, and she makes the wreaths at the tree farm. So I was going to ask her if they'd like to, if a wreath would like to be one of the prizes. But I just wanted to see if that would be like kosher, because it's usually their event. I don't know, just because it's usually their annual tree lighting. So,
yeah, or maybe how about a gift certificate for a wreath?
Or something, just like a wreath or a gift certificate for a wreath. I know they probably couldn't do a whole tree.
Yeah.
But
no,
I'll just see what they can do, right?
Yeah, I think that's great.
Okay.
Yeah, we can include that. I do want to segue to the tree lighting.
Okay.
Before I do, does anyone have anything else they want to add about the Light Up the Town event?
Are you going to email us that flyer so if we do have an opportunity to stop in, we have it to print? Okay.
Yeah, I'll make that tonight, and I'll get that out.
Okay.
So the idea, so we can't do our regular tree lighting because we can't be congregating in a group. So unfortunately, the tree lighting event will not be happening. But DPW will be putting the lights up on the tree, and I still actually have the remote controls for the lights. So we're good. I did check with Scott at DPW, and they hopefully should be up by the first weekend in December. So one idea that Susie brought up, as I see her smiling, is doing a Facebook Live, Instagram Live, and just like the committee goes down and we just say hi to everybody in the town. We light the tree. We can do a plug for our event because we'll still have another weekend of, if we do it the first weekend in December, which is the 5th. Scott said the 6th, but I'm thinking he would have it done by like that Friday, the 4th. And then we still have the next weekend, so we could promote, hey, make sure you drive around town and, check out the houses and vote. And then we could still also, how long are they collecting for Toys for Tots?
Let me see.
We could do a plug for them too.
Yes. And we can mention Neil and put the,
Well, then what
remember him.
I'm waiting to hear from, I don't know if it's, Scott, you might know. I emailed Dawn and Jason because they said they switch being chair every year. And like last year, Jason was the chair, so he did the speech. So I don't know, is Dawn the chair this year?
Yeah, I would assume it'd be Jason. I can check in with him.
Okay, well, I shot them an email this afternoon.
Okay.
And I wanted to see if they were around, if they'd like to do their regular speech that we do. So
Gotcha.
it's not congregating, not getting everybody to come like we do, no honor guard, no music, just no chorus, just anyone from the committee who would like to go, see if the chair who usually speaks from the selectmen wants to speak. And, that way we kind of do like a mini tree lighting. And I don't know if
Gotcha. If you don't hear back from Jason, I'll check in with him.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I don't know if people would want to watch us light a tree. I'm not sure. Lisa does, and Lisa, you're in charge of finding a candy cane, and we're gonna pretend that we're on the Hallmark Channel and that we can pull
Make it
and we'll just hit the button on the
Our dream,
even better on the screen because we can really just pretend even more. So I'm on it.
right?
Exactly.
I was gonna say, Susie just wants us to wear the elf hats again.
I do. Did you want the elf hats to come back?
Do I have those?
I don't. Who has them?
Yeah. who
I
has-
think I still have
Might be in my
mine.
bins.
I
They
think
might
we
be in
all
my
have our
bins.
own because I think
we all
Emma
have yeah.
took it.
Becca, we're gonna need Christmas.
I was just gonna say, my mother-in-law is like, "Are you guys doing a Christmas event? Do you want 9
Yeah.
Christmas holiday masks?" I was like,
Yeah.
"You know what? I'll ask them." So she's on it.
Yeah, and a shout out to her for the amazing Halloween ones that we wore for the jack-o'-lantern
Yeah.
event.
That was
Yeah.
so nice.
Let her
Yeah,
know.
that was awesome.
She loves doing it.
Make everyone their
So-
own bells if you would like as well.
Oh, right.
Oh, yes.
I miss
That
making
would be
those.
wonderful. So Toys for Tots is November 28th and December 5th from 9 to 6 p.m. It's only those 2 days.
Oh, okay.
So I will advertise everywhere I can.
Okay, so it'd be too late that night to say anything, but okay. So does everyone like that idea? Do we think that's good?
I love it.
Yeah.
And it would only be,
love it.
it won't be anywhere near what we normally have to do. So we don't
Right.
have cocoa,
Oh, thank God.
cookies, or any of that.
Could set
Or
up the
cookie or
backdrop for the
pizzas.
future.
Just handing out pizzas as fast as we can. Fast as you possibly can.
Oh.
Okay, cool. All right, so we'll work on that too. We can do some promos for that also and get it out that we're doing a not tree lighting. I don't even know what we're gonna call it, but we'll still
An online tree lighting event.
virtual, right?
Virtual. yeah.
Virtual, yes.
Northborough Hallmark Channel. Lisa, I assume you've seen the paper store's recent catalog. 'Cause it's
Yes.
a page spread now.
Oh, Lisa, yes.
Okay. All right, great. Yeah, I'll make a little post thing that you guys can share on social media for the virtual tree lighting. And we can just use our great picture we have from every year of the trees lit up. And
Mhm. And a shout out to Kelly Gannett for our awesome turkey logo.
yeah,
Her and I have some big plans for our next seasonal logo. So very excited about that.
is that coming in December? Like December?
Yeah, it'll come. Yeah. I'll send it to you because there's a couple different ideas. There's a couple. We got to see
Sounds
how it
ominous.
looks.
She really
Like a wimpy tree.
Okay, so actually, I'm just thinking. So we're running out of time. So December 5th is going to be here before we know it.
Yeah.
So we normally do the tree lighting at 5:30, right? Because the trolley ends at 5, and then we do the tree lighting about 5:30. But we we don't have to wait for a trolley, and it's going to be dark, right? I mean,
4:30.
so we could maybe do 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If anyone's around that weekend, would that work for some of you?
that works.
Everyone has plans for for that day. And then like it would be like 15 minutes. I mean, it's going to be really quick, right? Well, if
Right.
Jason or Dawn does their speech, and we just 1, 2, 3 light that tree, and that'll be it. So, okay, great. So if you guys can save that date, and then I'll make something, and then we can start spreading the word about that too. Yes, Susie, you can make a Facebook event, I guess.
Mhm.
And then, oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait. So what do we do for links? So is someone just going to use their phone and be on Facebook or Instagram? I don't know how Instagram works. Liz, you're the expert.
We can do an Instagram live on that too.
Okay.
And
So-
the link to the site is in the bio, the heading right underneath the picture, Kelly's picture, if you're on the Instagram profile.
Okay.
So I can add the link there if you have a link to give me.
Okay. So wait, so I know with Facebook, you're just there, we'd open up our account and we would just hit live, right? And then someone would just have to hold the phone.
Mhm.
Same thing for Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a,
We could have 2 phones going.
Okay. I'm just trying to think if there's any other way to do it. Like if we can have Northborough Cable come, or Scott, do you have any ideas on that?
mm-hmm.
I don't offhand. I'd have to ask.
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't know if there was an easier way, or like now how we're doing, like what we're doing now, right? I mean, we're live on YouTube.
Mhm.
Yeah, it takes some connectivity in the back end, though. Maybe off air, John can get us routed to the right person to ask.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Yeah, maybe we can figure that out, and like it might be a better way. I mean, I don't want to have one of us having to stand there with our phone. I mean, that seems kind of, I don't know. See if we can do a little more professional.
I'm like, I can just hold my phone and not be on camera.
Tripod. Stick it on a tripod, right?
Like, could we ask someone not on our committee to hold the phone? Like a high school student, or I don't know.
Yeah. I'm just thinking not the whole world, right? But all of Northborough's not on Facebook. So I'm just thinking if we
Right.
Instagram, right?
No, I think, yeah, you're right. And like, we don't want to leave anyone out.
If we can put it, okay. You know what? I'll talk to Diane Wackel, because she's the one who sets up all the Zooms, right? Or John.
Well, it wouldn't even need to be a Zoom, right?
But just like set something
Yeah, yeah.
Or YouTube Live.
It might be easier because just on YouTube Live, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We have a little bit of time to figure that out. Okay. Anything else?
Unless we wanted to Zoom it too. I don't even know.
All different camera angles.
Looking at each other.
Right. All right. I'll figure that out and get back to you guys on that. All right. Does anyone have anything else? All right. Our next meeting is December 16th, which is a week before the holiday, so that should be okay. And then we'll probably announce that Monday who the winners are. But so on that event, so on the 16th, we'll just review, that should be a really quick meeting. We'll just review the event, see how that went. And then if anyone has any other ideas that they want the committee to do, safe events like we're doing, why don't you bring that to the table on the next meeting, or message us before, and we can get it on the agenda and discuss it. And maybe we can come up with something else fun for the town in January or February.
Valentine's Day.
Hugograms. We can send hugograms. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I love it. Put hearts up, decorate your doors, something fun.
Event or two that doesn't take too much work, like the lighting up the house. That's a good one. So Okay, great. So I'm going to, I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to
Motion to
adjourn.
I second.
I think we do all in favor. Aye.
I-
Bye.
All right, John, I think we're good.
Okay, very good. Thank you, everybody. Have a nice night.
Thank you.
Thank
Good night,
you.
guys.
Bye.
Good night,
Bye.
everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.
Night.